Wait, wasn't I on there?
That's Mr. Haynes.
You may have, you're Bruce Hain?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were called a while ago.
Oh, well,
Floor is yours.
oh, dynamite. Well, now, the problem is.
Mr. Haynes, you need to speak into the microphone.
Yes, I need to put my things on. Well, I'll start in anyway. I'm here to explain to you or show you why I believe that it's not necessary to take down the platform sheds or whatever you want to call them in order to have a going concern. And I think, you know, if you did it my way, you would have a going concern by virtue of all the goodwill you would get. It might not be immediately so remunerative, but anyway, I think I know the best way to do it. So if
Mr. Hain, this is a portion of the meeting where we're not taking testimony, but we're taking comment about the testimony and the evidence and the
about
right, and so far you've been on point. You've given your comment that you know the right way to do it, and that it can be done in a different way. However, your proposal, unless you're going to tell me, even at this point, even if you were to tell me that you're an expert and that you have that you're an expert architect or a
concepts, though. You don't have to be an expert.
You do have to, in order to give testimony and present evidence in a hearing. You have to let me finish. You have to let me finish. You have to let me finish. In order to give that type of information, to present your way of doing it, you have to have some minimum establishment that you have some expert knowledge or some expert skill that would allow you to comment.
Public comment.
This is public comment, right? And public comment basically is what you've said up to this point. It doesn't include showing us your way of doing it. Your comment is basically that there's another way to do it that doesn't involve taking down the sheds.
Well, if no one sees this, if someone sees it and likes it, it could change this whole problematic business with tearing down a thing which would better be left.
I understand that, but there are certain requirements that we have to adhere to in this hearing. Okay. And
could you be a little more?
I would if you'd give me a chance to complete the sentence. Okay. The requirements that we have to have in order to have your kind of anything beyond an opinion about how something can be done. In other words, the specifics.
Well, that's all it is.
The specifics of what you want to show maybe on your slideshow, that's something that would have to qualify as testimony.
I don't see why that is.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't take the time this evening to explain it to you. What I can tell you is that we're willing to listen to your opinion. We're not willing to let you present new plans because that is not the point. That is not the point of this portion of the hearing. And what you're putting, what these statements are not evidence, and even though it might have been a solution, there's nothing that stops you from presenting that solution directly to the applicant if you want to.
Well,
but presenting it in the course of public comment here is not the proper way to do it.
Okay, well, let's see. So we'll skip the pictures.
And you've already, and again, we've got a time limit going on here.
Okay.
We've already indicated that you think that there's a better way to do it.
Well, the worst thing about it, the reason he finds it intolerable is because the front is centered at the same, the architect has put the front at the same 0 seconds, 0 minutes as the darn train station, centered on the train station, and you look across and that the old buildings of the train station tower 10 feet off the, better than 10 feet, 11 feet. I only look at Google Earth. I don't go there. But they tower 11 feet, and it's not the most attractive thing, because I don't think this 1984 rethink was so very careful, and I don't think it was Blinder's work. I mean, you see.
Well, okay,
stuff.
we understand that you don't like what's up there,
See,
and we understand
no.
understand that you think that there's a better way to do it.
This is his reason for saying it's impossible to do it this way, because it's right in front of the entrance. See?
So you think if
nobody wants to walk out the front door and see that.
you think it should be done differently, that it could be done differently?
Yeah.
Again, okay.
Yes,
Is
there's
there
a way
is
to make it very beautiful across the street with the existing shed.
understood?
And
Understood.
I don't
We
see
understand that you have an opinion. We also, from our testimony, have received other opinions on how this should be designed. So we understand that. Is there?
That in testimony, but you're not willing to hear this, I guess.
Yeah, because it was testimony, and testimony is closed right now. We're beyond that.
Well, I mean, what you got with Mr. Rubacki, I was glad you found that each stanchion is now accounted for, and you spent a lot of time on that.
Great.
But
So
beyond
is there anything else that you want us to know about
right,
this
all right.
application?
The station is like a comet. It's shaped like a comet. I mean, it's consciously, back then in 2013, consciously aware of its
So what about that? What about that being shaped?
Necessity and
What's
reason
the issue with that?
And you see, those so-called stanchions that line up behind, that's the beginning of the tail. See, it has the head, the station, and the tail that goes
Gotcha,
back.
but what does that have to
Take
do with
them
the
out.
application?
See, when they did that in 1984, they put a blind wall there on.
So that wasn't the way to do it. We got it.
No.
So, and there's another way to do. Is there anything else that you want us to
I think
know?
it would make it a little more palatable for shoppers. I mean,
If what?
little
If what?
oriel
If what?
windows and stuff and light-colored. What are they doing?
Okay.
You know, it's not designed. Well, that's what I think. I mean,
It's
that's
not
my
designed
opinion.
well. We got that.
It's not designed to be very attractive. There, it's a blind wall.
We understand. Is there anything else that you want us to hear about it
Well,
besides your
is there some
presentation?
way I can submit this?
You can certainly give it to the applicant, and he's free to look at it if he wants
The
to.
planning board should see this.
No,
and
it's
I don't understand your reason for
Because
doing this,
you-
because I don't think you're interested in making an appropriate decision. It doesn't sound like it to me.
and that's because you clearly don't understand the process. I can't
beg your
take the
I
time
am
to.
overly
I can't-
familiar with
No,
process.
no, I would beg to
I-
differ. The comments that you're making more than demonstrate that you really are not familiar with the process and what we have to do in order to
you
make a
can
decision.
explain it
No,
to
I
me
can't explain,
sometime. Thank you very
sometime,
much.
but not this evening. But thank you for your comments. I was about to say that we have entered into the portion that we're off the list now, so it's first come, first serve.